Hello and welcome to this, the fourth part of my Sims 4 Let's Play. I'm Sim Archangel and this is the sim I created, Kim Sims, and this is the house I built in the second episode. And in the last episode we were just checking out the domestic situation, some of the interactions on some of the objects we've got in the house, basic skill building, and we planted the garden out as well. As you can see, that's doing really well. The plants do tend to grow pretty fast in this game, which is nice. We haven't had any crops off them so far, but I'll just get Kim to do the garden now. All I have to do is click once on water, once on weed, and she will water and weed all of the plants that are in the garden that need that doing, even though her gardening skill is currently only at 1.5. Okay, so it's actually been a little while since I played Kim because I've been playing one of my other Sims in the same neighbourhood, and when you do that, which you're free to change neighbourhood household at any time, within the same neighbourhood, the Sims you're not playing will carry on in the background very much as they did in Sims 3. Unlike Sims 3, there's no such thing as story progression mode here. So you can't stop them from carrying on in the background. That said, they don't actually get up to ever so much. You might come back to a household after a while, even if it's been after a long time. And the worst thing you're going to find is, piles of rubbish that they haven't thrown out, dishes that they haven't bothered washing, particularly if their, personality's that way out. And maybe you might find that they've, changed clothes. Perhaps their relationships might have dropped a little bit. Kim doesn't know anybody at the moment, so I haven't had a chance to check that one out yet, but that might have happened. But you're not going to come back like you did at Sim 3 and find that they've had some kids by someone else, or they've, their husbands run off with another Sim or something like that. So I always found story progression mode was a little bit of a mixed blessing in Sims 3, so I never quite knew what to do with it. Okay, so we'll just get her sorted. As you can see, she's pretty fine at the moment, so we'll just make her go to the bathroom, and then after that we're going to check out the wider neighbourhood. Sadly, it's not ever so wide. You can see these cars coming through, which might look very nice, but we can't actually own or use a car ourselves at the moment, which is, kind of disappointing. Again, I'm pretty sure they'll come up in a future update. And the neighbourhood itself is quite limited. You can see we've basically got these 5 houses here. We can visit any of them any other time. There will be a load screen involved if we want to go and visit these houses, so I recommend visit the ones that say visit residence. One that just says visit, that's going to be an empty house by the time you're through the load screen, which is quite short. You'll find that there's nothing to visit. No one there, but it's a bit pointless really. So make sure you pick one that says residence. Okay, in addition, most neighbourhoods do have a little community lot, and you can see this is where all the local Sims seem to hang out. So the best way of meeting people is to get out there. Now if I click directly on my Sim, you can see I have a go jogging option, which I'm going to check now. All Sims have this. They have the change outfit option, the go jogging option. She's already wearing her workout gear for some reason, and you might even have a Sim specific, trait specific interaction as well. And you can see Kim can talk to herself because she's insane. I don't actually agree with that. I talk to myself. That doesn't really make me insane, at least I hope not. Okay, so we see she's going for a bit of a jog now. There's a few reasons why you should perhaps send your Sims out jogging, and it's not just if you want them to build the athletic skill. If that's not part of the story you're trying to tell, there are some reasons why you should perhaps still do that. One is obvious, well, kind of obvious in real life, which is if you want to stay in shape, then going jogging and keeping, doing a bit of exercise and being careful what you eat is a good idea. In Kim's case, she looks pretty fine at the moment, but I have noticed with other of my Sims that I've played for a longer time, they do put on weight. And they do that even if they haven't eaten when they're full, even if they haven't eaten cake for breakfast. It's a bit of a crimeless punishment at the moment. The devs are aware it's perhaps in a little need of a little tweaking. But yeah, if you want your Sims to stay as you made them, it's probably going to take a little bit of effort. Personally, I think that's a nice touch. It's perhaps just a little bit too much at the moment. The other reason to go out jogging is to check out the neighbourhood, and you can see the neighbourhood really quite well when you're jogging around. Your sim, their AI is pretty much that of a Roomba when they're jogging. In other words, they will run until they reach a boundary and then they will turn around and go the other way. So you have a little bit of a lag spike going on there. That's entirely fraps. I get none of that unless I'm trying to film. So we can see the extent of the neighbourhood by her running around as she's doing now. Okay. She'll probably stop her jog when she gets outside her own house, which is quite, logical. And when she does, she stopped. Okay. When she does, we're going to send her over here to the community garden, because the next thing to do, apart from the fact there's lots of Sims for her to meet, there's also plants in the community garden, as you might find them in Sims 3, and collectibles. There's lots of collectibles in the neighbourhood if you know where to look them. We have an apple tree here, we have a strawberry bush there, and we have a potato plant there. I'm going to get her to harvest all of those. Not that she needs the apples because she has an apple tree herself. There's also flowers, but as I said before, they're not so practical. After that, we're going to get her to have a bit of an interaction here. Now you can see she wants to meet someone new. This is her trait-based wish, her mood-based wish. She's happy, she wants to meet somebody new. That should be gratified by having introduced herself to Nancy Landgrab. There we go, and that's earned her 50 wish points. Now we can do various interactions with her, but also, as you can see, with all the other Sims here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Sims, 5 other Sims here, I think, that she's interacting with at the same time. Some of our interactions have a coloured end on them, and they are mood-based interactions. So they're things you can do as a result of the mood your Sim is currently in. Currently we're talking to Vernon, Keegan, Nancy and Kay, so all these guys here, which means that we are simultaneously building relationships with all of those. It takes a little while to build relationships, as you'd expect, but maybe we can make a friend out of Nancy Landgrab. Tell a joke. We'll try and build up a few. There we go. Quite a comedy skill, which is the ability to be able to tell jokes. So you can see we have wishes here. The coloured one is the mood-based one, and then we have a couple of the ones which usually pertain to the traits your Sim might possibly have. We have become confident, because Kim's self-assured, she wants to become confident, and we have make an enemy. Now, I think every Sim needs friends, but she's evil, so she likes the idea of making an enemy and being mean to someone too. So there we go. So now we're talking to Katrina as well. We may as well introduce ourselves to her. So, if we deal with these wishes and things now, you can see we get 25 if we make an enemy, we get 50 for becoming confident, and we get 25 for calling someone on the phone. These wishes work in a similar kind of way as they did in Sims 3. No, that's Korea. In this one at the end here, we can see Kim's aspiration, which is to become a public enemy. At the moment she's mostly harmless, so she's not doing so well there. You can see her satisfaction rating is 75, so that's how many points she has earned. If you click on the reward store, you can see all the rewards that are available here. You can filter them if you want to find out. Now, the cheapest ones here for 100 reward points, you've got various potions which will instantly fill up your mood. Basically, needs, and then some that will actually change your mood to flirty or focused, happy, inspired, whatever you prefer. And then we start getting into the rewards, which will give you basically traits that will add to the traits your Sim already has, which will do various great things for them and basically buff them so that they clean faster, or are better at mentoring other Sims, learn faster, get access to free services, sell things for more money, all the kind of things that we expected in Sims 3. Then if we have a look at the other part of this, which is the little star there, you'll see that this showing us all the aspirations. So at any time you can actually change your Sim's aspiration if you want to a different one. It also shows you in here your milestones for achieving your current aspirations. So you can see we're at mostly harmless, so we're not doing very well at the moment at the public enemy line. And it tells you what you need to do to be able to achieve the next rank of that. And if you hover over it, it also shows you what your reward trait will be when you finally complete all 4 steps of your milestone, your aspiration milestone. And for being a public enemy, we get the mastermind reward trait, which means that we know just the right things to say to cause anger, sadness and jealousy in your opponents. In other words, you are able, and our sim will be able, to manipulate people in a suitably evil kind of way once she finally gets to the top of that tree. So she'll do really quite well at that. In the meantime, the more of these we fulfill, obviously the more points she will have to spend on those buffs and traits. Okay, so let's just check out some more of the neighbourhood collectibles. You can see we have obviously some mushrooms here, so we're going to cancel her chart. Her social bar is almost filled now. Relationships can be quite hard work in this game, so you can see her still doing her tough walk. There, you see she picked some mushrooms now, and then we'll have her look for frogs in this log. You can see easily things that you can interact with in the game because they get this outline around them when you mouse over them.
Oh. Ooh.
What you do with frogs, I'm not entirely sure. She seems to have caught one. You can tell by the sting. What you do with them, I'm not quite sure. But you could probably keep them as pets. I have no idea. Anyway, anything that your sim collects in the world will go straight into their inventory here. So you can see, oh, it's already in a tank. Well, that's nice. She's got a pet frog. And we get a new label on everything she picks up. So she's just found some metal, and as you see, what she just dug up was a node. Most of the collectibles in the world are based on nodes. Here's another one. This one, you can tell from the crystals coming out of it, is basically going to give us a gem. So we'll dig up that one and see what happens. There's also wild plants all over the neighbourhood. But the community garden's the only place where I've actually found some that are edible. Come over here. Slow. Okay. And I'm pretty sure that digging up these nodes also gives your sim muscle mass eventually. This is something I've definitely noticed. Oh, and here, this one will give us either, see, we've got a nice, plum bite. This is like plum stone, I get it. This one looks like it will give us a fossil, but there is always a chance that any of these nodes that you have to mine out will give you a time capsule. And I'm hoping we'll get one of those so I can show you what they contain. Nope, we haven't. We've got a fossil. Never mind. You also get the fishing holes, a bit more like that. I get 0 lag in game. I hope you believe it. There's a fishing hole. We can't click on the water itself any longer. In order to go fishing, you have to literally click on the sign to go fishing. And obviously, to begin with your fish, your sim will be so poor at fishing that they might not even catch any fish in here at all. Notifications will come up to tell you if there's no fish biting whatsoever, and to advise you to go to one of the other fishing holes. There are actually quite a lot of other fishing holes around the neighbourhood. Bit more like there's one there, and another couple of nodes, and there's another one over there. So there'll be at least 3 fishing holes in any given neighbourhood. Or on any given lot, so far as I've found so far, where you can practice your fishing skill. The fish themselves, you can put them in a fish bowl and keep them as pets, or you can cook them, or you can mount them and put them on the wall like you could for Sims 2. There is a slight bug with fish so far, which I might not be able to show you if she doesn't manage to catch one. Don't be fooled by this, it's probably a log. Oh no. That's quite cool. She's fished up some treasure. We like that. It's a kitchen upgrade part. Okay. Well, you usually get those via upgrading or fixing bits of broken plumbing in the house. You can get upgrade parts, which will then allow you to upgrade your stuff once you get skilled enough. And now she's hungry, so we'd probably better send her home to eat. Yeah, we know you're hungry. Go home. We're having a lot of lag. I've got practically 0 FPS here. Again, this is all Fraps' fault. It never happens in game, and I guarantee if I turn off filming, I'll be back to 60 FPS with scarcely a murmur. Anyway, so this is probably a good time to leave this episode, and we'll go on to the next one, and I hope we don't have Fraps issues. And in the next episode, I plan on doing some travelling. In other words, I plan on going to another part of the neighbourhood, another part of the world, or even to another world entirely, because we can travel to any world that we have available to us at this moment. There's only 2 on the base game, but we can travel to any of those worlds, visit with any Sims in any of those worlds, go to any of the lots there, and even move there if we want to go and relocate and move our sim to a different part of the world. That's fine, we can do that. There is a loading screen involved with virtually anything involving leaving your own home lot, but at the moment they are mercifully short. So for the moment, I will leave Kim Sims having her dinner. Let's see, we'll do fine, and very, very slowly. And we will see you guys if you join us for Let's Play Part 4. No, this is Part 4. Part 5. So, thank you for watching, and this is Sim Archangel signing out. I'll see you next